In the vast, silent cosmos, humanity believes it controls its destiny. But ancient malevolent forces, draconian reptilians, watch from the shadows, manipulating us for their own gain. Their agents walk among us, steering our world while we remain unaware, mere pawns in a universe of shadows. Imagine, if you will, a puppet show on a cosmic scale. The puppets are our world leaders, our financial titans, our cultural icons. They dance and speak, believing their movements are their own. But hidden from view, unseen hands pull the strings, dictating every word, every action, every war. These unseen puppeteers are the true architects of our world. They are the draconian reptilians, cloaked in jet-black human avatars to walk the corridors of power undetected. They are the hidden hand, the shadow government that operates beyond the reach of any human law or authority. They are the real power behind the throne. These beings are not human, despite their convincing disguise. They are cold-blooded entities from a darker dimension, trapped and desperate. Their avatars, which appear as dark-skinned humans, are nothing more than biological suits, vessels that allow them to interact with our three-dimensional world. Behind the human facade lies a reptilian consciousness, ancient and utterly alien. They are the 13 draconian blue blood families, a council of darkness known only in the most secret circles as the Black Hand. Their names are never spoken, their faces never seen by the public. They are ghosts in the machine of our civilization. To carry out their will on the surface world, to manage their vast human herd, they required intermediaries. They needed a race they could control completely, a group bound to them by blood and fear. And so they created the Aldebarians. These beings were selected, engineered, and hybridized. Royal Aldebarian bloodlines were mixed with draconian DNA, creating a race of demigods, part human, part reptile. These hybrids became the perfect frontmen, tasked with infiltrating and conquering Earth from within. They were sent to your world 6,000 of years ago with a single, chilling directive. This directive was simple: establish a base of operations, seize control of the planet's wealth, and, most importantly, devise a way to harvest the souls of the Earthborn. For the Aldebarians, like their masters, were soulless beings. They were trapped in a lower etheric state, unable to ascend to higher dimensions. A human soul was their only key, their only hope for evolution. They became the elite German families, the international bankers, the hidden dynasties we whisper about. They are the planet poachers, the jackers, the loyal and ruthless servants of a dark galactic empire. In the deepest voids of space dwell the draconian reptilians, cosmic predators whose shadowy empire stretches across star systems. Earth is their latest prize, a planetary farm for harvesting our life force, emotions and passions. Masters of deception, they conquer from within, weaving webs of control while remaining unseen. To rule unnoticed, they created human avatars, walking among us, hidden in plain sight. The draconian masters walk among us, hidden in human avatars, jet-black skinned, regal and cold. 13 bloodlines, the Black Hand, rule from the shadows, controlling, dividing, and manipulating humanity for their own ends. The Draconians are cosmic lawbreakers, outlaws violating ancient galactic laws, running a criminal empire on Earth. Hunted across the stars, they hide behind secrecy, using proxy races as scapegoats to shield themselves from cosmic justice. In the end, it's the proxies who take the fall, while the true masters remain in the shadows. The Draconians' ultimate prize, the true wealth of Earth, is not its gold, its oil, or its minerals. It's something far more precious and honestly intangible, the human soul. These reptilian entities, for all their ancient power and advanced technology, are spiritually barren. They are sixth ether beings, trapped in a cycle of existence without the capacity for true spiritual evolution or ascension. Hollow gods ruling a dark and empty kingdom. They observe humanity, a young and volatile species, possessing the one thing they lack and desperately crave, a vibrant, multifaceted soul, a direct connection to the divine source. This soul energy is what they seek to harness and consume. For them, it is a source of nourishment, a psycho-spiritual energy that extends their lifespans and amplifies their dimensional power. But more than that, they believe that by harvesting enough of it, they can break their own evolutionary curse. They're attempting, in effect, a form of cosmic vampirism, a galactic heist to steal the very essence of what makes us human. Their plan is to harness the soul of the Earthborn, to create a system that allows them to feed on our spiritual light, keeping us in a perpetual state of low vibrational fear, anger and despair, which, well, makes the energy easier to consume. This is why the Aldebarians' mission was so critical. As soulless sixth ether beings themselves, they understood the craving. Their draconian masters promised them a share of the spoils, a chance to use this stolen soul energy to fuel their own stalled evolution. They were given a 6,000-year contract, a timeline running parallel to other dark cosmic deals, to turn the world upside down and prepare it for the great harvest. Their task was to create the religions, the financial systems, and the social structures that would keep humanity spiritually imprisoned, generating a constant supply of negative emotional energy for their masters. The Aldebarians, therefore, became more than just planetary poachers or resource jackers. They became soul farmers. They were the overseers of a vast spiritual plantation, tasked with ensuring a bountiful harvest for the dark lords they served. They set out to corrupt everything sacred, to twist belief into dogma, and to turn humanity's search for God into a labyrinth of control. The Aldebarians were engineered as cattle, their DNA scripted for servitude by reptilian masters. Born into slavery, they lived under the orange sun of Aldebaran, pale and strong, bred as a renewable resource. For millennia, they existed as property, their lives a cycle of fear, harvest, and spiritual emptiness. Life on Aldebaran was a gothic nightmare, grim, controlled, and hopeless. Monolithic structures rose from barren plains, serving as living quarters and harvest centres. The Aldebarians were managed from birth to harvest, their lives strictly controlled. But whispers of rebellion grew, led by Jean-Paul, the Crown Prince, who dared to dream of freedom. Prince Jean-Paul's defiance, doomed Aldebaran. The reptilians struck back, assassinating him and shattering the planet with their Death Star. Survivors became refugees, only to be re-enslaved on New Alderan, this time forced to police themselves under a new, sinister regime. The rebellion was crushed, and hope faded into darkness. On New Alderan, the Draconians created a hybrid ruling class, the Blue Bloods, by merging their own DNA with the most ambitious Aldebarians. These demigods, cold and ruthless, enforced a brutal regime, managing the harvest for their reptilian masters. 3 powerful hybrid families were chosen for a new mission: to conquer Earth from within. Summoned from New Alderan, the Rothschilds, Wettins and Rockefellers were chosen by their Draconian masters for a mission: infiltrate Earth, seize its wealth, and establish secret rule. They would become kings, armed with advanced technology, sent to plant the seeds of a silent, parasitic empire. Their arrival marked the dawn of shadow rule. The landing site for this dark mission was not chosen at random. Hybrid families entered in Europe's heartlands, now Germany. They were the Germ, a pathogenic agent to infect humanity. Their infiltration was a planetary-scale infection. From Germany, their influence spread like a contagion. Once secure in Germany, the Aldebarian hybrids began their grand theft, Earth itself. They became frontmen for a cosmic syndicate, engineering land ownership and financial systems to funnel the planet's wealth into their hands. With this wealth, they bought governments, funded wars, and controlled the media, becoming the hidden architects of a stolen world. The Aldebarian infiltration did not happen in a vacuum. Their 6,000-year contract ran parallel to another dark pact, a twisted scientific endeavor known as the Yakub deal. Yakub, a renegade scientist, had been tasked with creating a pale race, drafted from the original peoples, designed to cause chaos and division, a race predisposed to a materialistic worldview. When the Aldebarian hybrids arrived, they found this project already underway. Instead of competing, they saw an opportunity for synergy. They began to interbreed not just with the native European tribes, but also with Yakub's drafted Pale Men and with other groups like the Hindus, creating a complex and volatile genetic cocktail. This strategic intermixing was designed to create a new ruling class that was perfectly suited for planetary domination. The Aldebarian hybrid DNA provided the cold, calculating intelligence and the connection to the reptilian overlords. The Yakubian genetics introduced a predisposition for technology and a disconnect from nature, and the admixture with other earthly groups provided the necessary camouflage, allowing them to blend in across different cultures and continents. From this melting pot of corrupted bloodlines, they set out to turn the world upside down, to invert its natural order and replace it with an artificial hierarchy of their own design. This calculated interbreeding program was not limited to just a few key unions. The original 3 families, the Rothschilds, Wettins and Rockefellers, expanded their influence by mixing with other powerful local clans, such as the Fergalrods and the Canaanites, who had already been instructed in the dark arts of tricknology by Yakub's followers. This expansion formed the basis of the 13 tribes, the network of families that would later become infamous as the 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati. Each family was given a specific sphere of influence: finance, military, religion, science, working in concert to manage the global plantation. This web of corrupted bloodlines became the hidden aristocracy of the planet. They shared a secret heritage, a common allegiance to the dark forces that placed them in power. They passed their knowledge and their mandate down through generations, ensuring the great work of planetary subjugation would continue uninterrupted. They are the German elite families that conspiracy researchers whisper about, their name a constant reminder of their pathogenic purpose. They are the product of an unholy alliance, a fusion of off-world hybrids and genetically drafted humans, united in their mission to enslave humanity. The Aldebarian hybrids unleashed their most powerful weapon, the modern money system. To control a species, control its medium of exchange. Central banks were established, enslaving nations in perpetual debt. They create money from thin air, demanding repayment with interest. They became the world's creditors, controlling governments and individuals. The money system is a weapon of mass enslavement. The Draconian operation is a ruthless machinery of deceit, layered to protect the true masters, the Black Hand, from all consequences. It's a hierarchy of sacrifice where blame flows downward, shielding those at the top. The system lets the masses blame visible elites, while the real puppeteers remain hidden in the shadows. The Aldebarian hybrids are the Frontmen, public faces for the Draconian masters, making the illegitimate look legitimate. With aristocratic bearing, they run banks, corporations, and secret meetings, shielding the true rulers. They enjoy wealth but are expendable, prisoners to the Dark Lords they serve. When a conspiracy faces exposure, the machinery of deceit shifts. A fall guy, often a lesser family member, is sacrificed, taking the blame for a contained crime. The public sees justice, but the real power remains untouched, ready to continue its work. It's a cynical strategy, repeated endlessly, protecting the true masterminds. The Aldebarian race's final role is as the ultimate scapegoat in humanity's awakening. When the Draconian control system is exposed, the Black Hand will abandon their Aldebarian deputies, letting humanity's wrath fall on the hybrid bloodlines. The Draconians will vanish, leaving the Aldebarians to take the blame for every atrocity in history. The narrative will frame the Illuminati as the sole villains, erasing any trace of their alien masters. Humanity will celebrate a false victory, believing it has defeated evil, while the true architects slip away to plot anew. The Aldebarian story is a Gothic tragedy, promised power, destined for sacrifice. Beyond the 12 Illuminati families lies the secretive Merovingian bloodline, the vessel for the Antichrist. This lineage, saturated with Aldebarian reptilian DNA, is groomed for a single purpose: to host a draconian entity destined to rule openly. Hidden from even other Illuminati, They are indoctrinated in occultism and prophecy from birth. Their existence is the dark heart of the conspiracy, protected by the other families and prepared for a global crisis. When chaos peaks, the Antichrist will emerge as a savior, deceiving the world into embracing its own doom. The 13th bloodline is the final deception, humanity's ultimate downfall. The Draconians require a constant supply of life force to maintain their presence in our world. The hybrid bloodlines conduct monthly ritual sacrifices timed to the full moon to feed their masters. These ceremonies, hidden in castles and forests, unleash terror and pain, generating energy for the Draconians. Children are the preferred victims, their suffering nourishing the fourth-dimensional overlords. The hybrids drink the blood, believing it strengthens their connection and extends their lives. These rituals bind the families in shared atrocity, fueling the conspiracy's engine. While the world sleeps, the elite ensure the chains of humanity remain unbroken. Aldebarian reptilian hybrids possess the ability to shapeshift, hiding their true reptilian forms. Under stress, their human disguise can falter, revealing glimpses of their predatory nature. This power allows them to infiltrate every level of society, leaders, celebrities, CEOs, undetected. In private, they shed their human masks, reinforcing their identity as a superior species. Their motivations are cold and inhuman. Humanity is merely a resource to be managed and harvested. Shapeshifting is the ultimate tool of infiltration. Predators among prey, hidden in plain sight. The 13 Illuminati families form a secret council, each controlling a domain of human society. Finance, medicine, media, law, intelligence, and more, all are managed by assigned bloodlines. Their influence is total. Every major institution, corporation, and movement is filtered through their network. They coordinate global events, instigate crises, and maintain humanity in confusion and division. Even spiritual movements and opposition are engineered to serve their agenda. The Council's interlocking power ensures the prison walls remain unbreakable. They are the architects of our reality, the wardens of our invisible cage. The Aldebarian hybrids justify their rule with a twisted ideology. They are the chosen people of a reptilian god. They usurp spiritual identities, teaching each generation that humanity is cattle and cruelty is divine mandate. This belief fuels their arrogance and cruelty, passed down as sacred inheritance. Religion and ideology are tools to divide and control, keeping the masses obedient to false gods. Their ambition is cosmic, with bases on the Moon, Mars, and even Andromeda, expanding their dark empire. The 13 families are the priests of a galactic evil, enslaving the human soul in service to their master. The Aldebarians are the shadow over humanity, ancient, ruthless, and ever-present. Their bloodlines infect our world, corrupting institutions and forging chains of debt. They are the public face of evil, but only a shield for deeper darkness. Today, their shadow still governs us. Their rituals and power hidden in plain sight. To awaken is to see the world as a managed farm, not chaos. Our leaders may wear masks for a parasitic consciousness. Despair is their food, but rebellion is awakening. Reclaim your mind. Question their histories, their dogmas. Cultivate your divine spark. A vibrant soul is a fortress they cannot breach. The shadow cannot survive the light of 1 billion awakened minds. We stand at a precipice in human history. The final battle for the soul of humanity is here, freedom or enslavement. Resist the machinery of control. Every act of non-compliance is a wrench in their gears. Our salvation lies in awakening together. The night has been long, but the dawn is